So Baby Yoda, let me go over this again. We're going to work with the green, the brown, the black to do the outline with and the eyes. And then I blend with this salmon color. So if you don't have a salmon color, you don't have to worry about it. You can just use different shades of brown or the exact same brown. Okay, so we only need how many colors today? Really only 3. So hopefully you have 3 colors to do Mr. Baby Yoda. And I'm going to draw today in a blue. If you just have a pencil, that's fine, but you could have a blue colored pencil. And we're going to draw real light, real loose with our blue colored pencil. Grab your eraser as well. I use my erasers to block. Look at this. This is how I keep my pencils from rolling off my desk. I block them in with my erasers. Can you see that? So that way they don't roll off my desk. Except when I need my eraser, I have to be very careful not to knock my pencils to roll off the table, okay? So there you go. There's my little trick for the day. So grab a pencil, get a clean piece of paper, and let's get started. We're going to start with the head. Let's start with the head. What we're going to do is we're going to create the rectangle shape. Okay, I see Yoda better as a rectangle than I do a circle head. Okay, normally we start with circles, right? Well, let's start with a rectangle head. Does that work? Middle of my page. My camera just doesn't want to focus today at all. Okay, middle of the page, go up. Make sure you've got enough space for Mr. Yoda. Okay, Baby Yoda, I should call him Baby Yoda. Draw a nice rectangle. Okay, block in the shape. That's all we're doing, lightly blocking in the shape. You see my nice little rectangle here. I'm going to draw a little darker. Make sure you guys can see. Ta-da! Okay, so really it's not much bigger than my finger. See, I can fit my finger in there. It's really happy. Now, how do we create the head shape out of a block? Well, I'm going to take the top and I'm going to just take off this corner over here and pull it down. So let's pull that down outside of that block and then round it. This is going to be the side of Yoda's face. There we go. And then we're just going to do the same thing on the other side. Pull that down, round it out. I'm trying not to make him look too puffy down at the bottom. Now, I like using the colored pencil when we're doing color because that graphite just makes a mess of everything. So if you still want to draw with pencil, go right ahead. That's okay. I am going to erase what I don't need because I want to clean up as I go. This is going to be a step-by-step blocking in the shape of Yoda today. Okay, do you see that better now? Good. Now for ears, okay, we know that Yoda has these really pointed, they look like triangles to me. Do you think they look like triangles? Yes, okay. So we're going to use triangles. I'm going to pull this one, I'm going to come down from the top of the head. I'm going to pull it out and over. I'm going to zoom out. That looks so blurry to me. Okay, that looks good. Then what you need to do is just pull that back down toward the head. Notice I'm using a contour line to curve. We're going to add some more shape here when we do detail. Now the object to Yoda is getting his ears the same size. Ah, are your ears the same size? Have you ever thought about your ears being different sizes? Don't tell my husband, but his ears are 2 different sizes. Oh, that is so funny. So what I like to do is take my pencil and I measure from the head to where the end of the ear is, and I put my fingernail there. Do you see where I'm putting my fingernail? Then I come to this side of the head and I use the tip of my pencil and I scribble a little line. That's as long as the ear is. Do you see how I did that? Just touch right here mark it with your fingernail or your, you know, the end of your finger, and then pull it over here and then draw a little line there. Ta-da! That's my secret measuring tool. Now, if you really need to, get out your little measuring, you know, stick, whatever. I have 1 inch. Wow, Yoda's ears are 1 inch. Look, I measured perfectly with my pencil. Oh, I just impressed my own self. That's pretty awesome. Is that cool? I think Cody's laughing at me right now. Bless you, Zane. Phew, that was a sneeze. Now, from where we've measured, watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to take and I'm going to curve out that line and then curve it back down. That's all you need to do. Yeah, mine don't look exactly perfect at the moment. That's fine. As long as we have the same length. I think that's the biggest challenge on Baby Yoda. Rawr, is the length of the ear right there. Okay, good so far? Awesome. Now let's come down to his neck. He has this really cool Jedi robe on, right? Is that what it's called? So what I want to do is come up onto the face, and I'm going to put a nice contour line down at the bottom. Okay, let's just contour line right down at the bottom. And then go ahead, grab your eraser and erase the other stuff underneath that line. Everything under that line, let's just get rid of it. If you're using a blue colored pencil and your eraser isn't erasing all of it, that's okay. That is really okay, because it's going to look really good when we start shading in this Baby Yoda with some color. I love color. Do you love color? Color's fun. Ooh, anybody have any Baby Yoda jokes? I need a Baby Yoda joke. No? Okay, I'll let you think about it. So this side, we're going to come down, curve the outside. On this side, we're going to curve the outside. We're going to put that nice neck warmer down here for him. And I'm going to curve down at the bottom. Just come halfway and then go a little bit further. This is where it's going to open and close, you know, fold over. There we go. A nice curve there. Love it. Right over here, I'm going to hold up on drawing that line there. Why? It's because we're going to put his Yoda has hands, right? They're called hands. They're not paws or anything weird. They're hands. So I'm going to put an oval right at that end right here. This is where I want to block in where we're going to have that hand. He's saying, stop. Don't go outside. We're under quarantine. Right? Is that how Yoda talks? No. Not at all. Then pull down his little arm. There's 2 little lines right here. Good. And then around that, we're going to draw a nice big sleeve. Let's draw the cuff. Okay, let's just do a nice big circle around that. Remember, we're just blocking in our character, blocking in his clothing, all his shape. And then we'll go back with our really cool colors and start coloring him in. How's that? Woohoo! This side, let's go back to the other side. We're going to have an arm coming out. So right at that edge, let's pull a little line down, just a little one. Doesn't need to be very long. And then let's put a little sleeve, cuff link or sleeve, whatever it is right here. I'm going to leave this side open because we're going to just put a straight line for his body. And then underneath here, let's put a big letter U. That's going to be for his hand. Ta-da! That wasn't hard. So now we just need to go down both sides, curve down both sides. Don't go further, much further than his hand on both sides. And then join it with a contour line, meaning curved. Curve that at the bottom. And that's really all you need. We're going to have some toes sticking out here. What do you say? You want his little toes sticking out? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to erase 2 little spaces. I think that would be just a cute little touch down here for toes. So I'm going to have a little raisin right here. And then 1 overlapping back there. Can you see those teeny tiny toes? That is so funny. Okay, let's do the same on the opposite side. Teeny tiny toes are little raisins. I didn't call them M&Ms only because I don't have any chocolate with me right now. Can't compare anything to chocolate unless you know there's chocolate within reach. Is that right, Zane? You should have chocolate within reach. Irene is with us today. Hi, Irene. Woohoo! Irene likes to make all the dog collars for my fosters. I'm gonna have Abby bring in the kittens later. We have 2-week-old bottle baby kittens that we have right now for our fostering. They're the cutest little things. Oh my goodness. Now you should have all the pieces to Yoda. Okay, once you have all this is super, super easy and fun. Does Cooper have all his pieces? I can't see Cooper at all. He is gone on a mission. Where did he go? He's hiding. Oh, okay, good. Whew. Thank you. Thank you. I haven't said hi to Andy today. Is Andy still on a sugar high? He had a s'mores cookout all weekend. I saw those pictures. Ooh, that's a lot of sugar. I like the marshmallows. Those are my favorite. I was like, oh man, I need to smell TV, smell those s'mores cooking. I'm going to start at the very top. Let's start putting these creatures together. You ready? You ready to start making this happen? Now, I'm still using my blue colored pencil because I'm still going to draw in the details and then pick up my colors. So from the top of this Yoda, I want to create the shape. So really shape this side of the head, come down and shape. Okay, we really want to get his shape built before we start coloring, because once you start coloring, it's hard to erase. It's hard to clean up all that you put on there. Color's hard to do. Alrighty, let's put this ear together. So we've got this weird shape over here. What are we going to do with it? Let's pull it out. I'm going to pull it out just a tiny bit further than what we have. I'm going to come down all the way to the bottom of his collar. Okay, why am I going to do that? Because I want to add, he has really big ears, doesn't he? I want to add a little indent. So curve up and then pull out that ear. So this way he has more of a Yoda shaped ear, not just that oval or triangle or pizza shaped ear. Ew, pizza for an ear? That's kind of weird. That's kind of weird. And then I just want to pull out just that line so we can have that inside of the ear. Pretty cool? Yeah, this is easy when you break it down and go step by step, right? If you just look at it, you're like, oh, I could never draw that. But then when you break it down, it's like, oh, this easy peasy. The other side, we're gonna kind of create the same exact ear. I don't want to do that little indent though. I want to, okay, hold on, I gotta put my arm above the camera. I want to take this ear in, make it a little flatter, because Yoda doesn't have perfect ears, you know. And then again, bring it down to that collar and then pull it out. I'm going to do it this way. Pull it out and then get smaller as you go to the top. See how I did that? They kind of look like those little gremlins on, what is it, the 80s movie, Gremlins, Gizmos. You guys have no idea what I'm talking about, but there was a movie and I believe Baby Yoda looks like them. They're related. I knew it. Let's do the inside crease in that ear. Curve that in. Good. This is exciting. We've got Baby Yoda going on today. Woohoo! Find the middle of his face. Go down toward the collar. And I'm going to put a little tiny, let's see, what kind of candy is that? A Skittle. Put a Skittle down there. Anybody like Skittles? No? Oh, I love Skittles, but I only eat the red and orange ones and throw the rest away. Do you want me to save the other colors for you? Because I just don't like them. Like, oh, they're not worth the calories. Sorry if you love the purple, the grape, and what's the other color? Is it orange or yellow? I don't know. I don't know. Now, for his eyes, I want really big ovals. So go real light and then start intensifying that, the value there when you're coloring in his eye. Okay, I really want big ovals. So do that on both sides of that nose, trying to make them the same size as best as you can. Can't get it perfect the first time, guess what? We have a black color we're going to use next, so that'll be okay. It will be okay. Everybody have 2 eyes, 2 ears, and a nose? I like it. I like it a lot. We're getting this done, aren't we? Now for his eyes, I'm just going to bring down a little contour line right here because I want this part to be black. I'm going to put a reflective dot in there. You know, we always have reflective dots. And then on the other side, I'm going to have the white on the opposite side. And then my reflective dots, I always like them on the same spot, okay? So draw that in there, making your reflective spot a little bit bigger than what you want because when you start filling it in, it gets really small. It's better to go smaller than too big. Good. Now let's see here. For the collar, let's pull this out and wiggle this line. Don't make it so straight because, you know, it's bunched up. It's a bunched up material. Let's bring this around, point this down. I'm going to come around his neck, kind of wiggle it, kind of give it a little bit of movement there. And bring this down. Ta-da! We're putting this together slowly, but it's looking really good. We're going to do the same thing on this side, wiggle it a little on the outside. Yeah, you like that? Okay, good. He's looking better. Every minute he's looking better, right? Now let's work on this hand right here. This hand, we're going to put a nice, okay, this is not rude, okay? It's his middle finger, but it's not rude because Yoda would never be rude or crude, okay? Don't go doing middle fingers today. Do the middle finger right here. Yeah, Miss Albright is not giving you permission to use your middle finger. Put that on the record. Once you have that curved down and then back up, and you can go outside of your line if you need. I think I'm making mine too round. Hold on. We're going down and then out a little. And then curve in. There we go. Do you see how I'm doing that? I don't want to confuse anybody. Let me erase these extra lines so you can see my real lines. Okay, so when I go down, I curve and then come out. There we go. So there he's got a little 3 fingers there. Can you see that? That's really small. That's the size of my finger. And then I come and bring the palm of his hand down. Kind of looks like a cactus right now, doesn't it? It really does. I'm just saying. Now erase those extra lines. We don't need those. Clean it up as best as you can. Good. Now the wrist to the hand, just pull those 2 lines down. That's all you need. We're going to put a sleeve around there. At the bottom of it, contour line. Connect to the contour line. This is a round object. We're going to create the illusion it's round with a contour line. You go straight across, you just flattened your art. Rah! That's murder for the art. Ah. Let's go over here and do this hand over here. You ready for that? So the first finger, I'm just going to come in a little and I'm going to point it and pull it back up. So I have a sharp letter V or like a check mark right here. See that? If you want to go ahead and erase your line, you can go ahead and do that, or you can leave it. It's up to you. I'm going to erase it so I don't confuse you. Now the next one, we're going to do a tiny little V, and then pull it up behind there. See how I'm tucking it? I'm doing some overlapping. And the third finger, we're just going to pull it around and back. Here we go. I'm loving it. Now the sleeve, let's do a nice contour line around that. So curve up and over, tuck it around, and then I'm gonna follow this line up with a nice wiggle. We'll wiggle that line. You can leave this line straight or just wiggle it just a little, just to give it some movement. Good. I gotta clean off my eraser stuff. There we go. So down the sides, we're just gonna pull some contour lines in and make it look wrinkled down here. You know, because he's pretty little, right? I think Yoda's just 9 months old or something. I don't know how little he is. He's probably 90. That looks like a 9-month-old baby. Is that probably right? Yeah, okay. I was gonna say, I think he's just... Now down here, we're just gonna connect this spot with a contour line. Now up here, let's put a nice curve around this. There's the inside of that sleeve. And then on the outside, we're gonna do the same thing. We're just gonna pull it down and pull it down on the other side. You can kind of block it up a little more than rounding that out. So we're gonna create an illusion with our brown pencil by coloring this all brown, but then coming back and coloring this a second time and making it a little darker. Oh, Baby Yoda's just over 50. Oh, good. Okay, I was pretty close. 90, 50, you know, that's pretty close. Right? Now let's finish up this side. Let's add a little bit of a sleeve over here to that arm. Okay, we don't want the arm just popping up there. And then let's put some wrinkles in this. And then voila, we have completed Baby Yoda. You guys are so awesome. This is way cool. Yes. Now, if you have an eraser, you can lightly erase just a little bit of your pencil marking so that it doesn't get messed up in your in your colored pencil. So if you have if you drew this in graphite pencil, take your eraser and just lightly go over your art, picking up some of that graphite so it doesn't get into your colored pencil, okay? If you did it in blue, you can just leave it alone. That was easy, right? So again, we're going to be using Yoda green right here. We've got the black. We're going to outline them in black. We're going to do some shading in black. And then we've got brown. I did grab a little peach or orange or salmon color, and I gave him little cheeks and a little bit on his nose and did some blending down here. So you decide how you want to do that, but let's get started on coloring. Grab your green. Let's start with this head. And I'm going to start with this ear over here, and I'm going to hold my pencil a little further back than I normally do because I don't want to put so much pressure on my pencil that I break my lead. Okay, so we're going to take our time. We're all going to just color for a little bit. Just go back and forth. Some really good value over here. Just color it over one time. Then I'm going to come over here and do the same thing to the other ear. Everybody good with your green? You got everything covered? Everybody's happy with that? You can go ahead and grab your brown. Grab your brown, whatever brown you've chosen. And remember, let's pull our hand back further on the pencil. That way we can shade with the side of our pencil and get a nice, smooth layer of brown over here. Go as smooth as you can, as controlled as you can. I go back and fill in my little spots afterward with circular motions. But once I finish, I'm going to go back in the areas that need a little more brown, a darker shaded area. And I want to just take that same brown. You don't need 30 different colored pencils for this project. You can just take the same brown and go down opposite your light source. Where's your light source? Where's those overlapping? My light source coming down from the right. So I'm going to shade opposite my light source. This sleeve over here is overlapped, so I'm going to just darken that up a little. I'm going to darken up underneath the collar and then pull that down, go through this side over here. Yeah, pull this down over here. That looks really good. Yay, he looks really awesome. I'm trying to get those wrinkles down on the sides, accentuate that a little with your brown, pull out that line. See my wrinkles now, the folds. And let's see, over the toes, I'm gonna just add a little more brown to that. He's looking really good. Woohoo! They look really good when we get rid of the blue though. I have a hard time when it's all blue. The outline of Yoda is blue. That's kind of funny. Now, if you want, you can take your orange or your salmon and just give it a little highlight area. You know, with colored pencils, you can layer your colors and it creates a different effect. So I like using a lighter color to actually blend that pencil in and get it really in the grooves of that paper. So it's not so grainy looking. It looks a little smoother. You can use a blending pencil, but most of us don't have blending pencils. So I prefer to just use a lighter color. So you can see my picture is totally changing by adding this lighter color. It's taking away all those pencil lines. I'm gonna go back with my brown and add a little bit more shading. You can just layer this and layer this and layer this until you get the effect that you're really going for. So I want to take some of the brown and just make some shaded area on my ears. See, look at how I'm stroking this on the ear and adding that depth to the ear. Oh yeah, I like that. And then, okay, how are you doing? Is Yoda looking really like a baby Yoda? Is he having a good day? You think? Now for his cheeks, I like to take that salmon color, that orange color, and just give him a little bit of a blushy cheek over here. Why not, right? And then his nose, go ahead and color in his nose with your light orange or even your green again. Give him a little bit more. It's all in how much detail you want to put in. What all you have to do for the eyes, my pencil's not as sharp as I would like it because, you know, this is really fine detail. I'm going to start with the top of his eye and make it kind of flat. Give him like a big eye socket right there. Oh, now you can really see it. It's dark. Woof. And then I'm going to lightly outline his eye because I love that shape. And then once I do that, and notice I'm back to holding my pencil like we normally do when we write, because I'm putting just a little bit more pressure on it. I could do this in like 10 different layers, but I think I can accomplish what I want in just 2. So go ahead, color in your eye, leave that white space, go over your eye, the pupil at least 2 times because you want it a rich, dark black. For his nose, I'm just going to use my black to outline the bottom of the nose. I don't want to do a full M&M look on our Skittle. We called it a Skittle, didn't we? So I'm going to put a little bump in the middle and then bring out the sides. That's all. I don't want to do the full nose. And his smile, I'm just going to give him a nice little wiggle underneath. He doesn't need too many expressions, so. Oh, you are really going to let me know what Yoda is. In Baby Yoda time, Yoda is a Force ghost. Oh, see, I don't know what that is. You got me. That's a lot of information. For his head, let's see here. I'm going to start outlining this guy dark black, giving him all the detail. I'm going to give him a couple of little hairs. I remember seeing some little fuzzy hairs at the top. So I'm just going to add a couple of fuzzy hairs at the top and let him be happy. And then the cheeks, I'm not going to connect this part of the head. I don't want that all seen for everybody. So really all we're doing is going and outlining Yoda, and then what? We need to anchor him to the ground with an anchor shadow, right? Give him that. And really signing our name, and we're Baby Yoda owners now. Here we go. Black, well, I think I will use it because it is still sharp. There we go. I'm going to sign my name down here in the dirt. So